Is this thing on? Hey, sis, welcome to our first week of our 4-week series entitled Started from the Bottom. Now, first of all, I just want to say I don't take for granted that you are here in this space with me, whether you're watching it live or you're catching the recording. And I know that there are a million other things that you could be doing, but yet you chose to spend some time with me in this space, really talking about our foundation. And that really is what Started from the Bottom is all about. It's not about starting from the bottom of your life per se, but it is about starting from the bottom, which is the foundation of who you are. And so this week, I am really, really, really excited. And I might even have to warn you a little bit that this week is a little intense. This week requires for you to go deep. This week is probably going to be one of the hardest weeks for you. And the reason for that is because anytime you are planting something new, whether it's new seeds, a new garden, you've got to first break up the hard ground. You've got to pull up some of the weeds. You've got to do the dirty work and the ugly work so that you can prepare your bed or prepare your garden to sow those seeds. And so think of this week like that. We are breaking up some of that ground. Some of that ground may be stale, it may be old, but it may still be wounded, it may still be bitter. And it's time for us to face it. It's time for us to come in direct connection with it. So, this is all about the inward search, searching from the inside out. We do a really good job of distracting ourselves with things and people and circumstances and events and all the things to keep us sometimes from really just sitting still and being present with ourselves. And so, starting from the bottom, which is the inward search, to an outward world. So searching inward so that we can then start to recognize some of the things that are happening outwardly. That is our focus this week. Now, if you listened to the intro of this whole series, I told you that one of the things that you were going to need during this time was courage. And you probably will say, well, why? Why do I need courage? Like, this is me. It's something that I'm doing for me. But the reality is that that's the one reason why a lot of people don't sit with themselves, because they're afraid of what they may see in themselves. I know that for me, when I started my journey, I was floored at some of the things that really came up for me that I thought was gone. I thought I had surpassed it. I thought I had healed past it. And come to find out, I still had residue, or I actually still had some unforgiveness or some hurt in certain areas that I had grazed over for so many years that I forgot about them. And so you don't want to continue to suppress things in your life, because they will continue to find you. They will continue to knock on your door and say, hey, I'm still here for you to deal with. So we are going to take the courage that is required to go into that inward search. Okay. Now, this week, when you are doing the activities that will come later, I really, really, really want you to be intentional about not running from what you see, not denying that this is not you. Because if you trust yourself enough, when you do the activity that I'm going to share with you later on this week, you are going to allow yourself to give you the answers. Now, when you get the answers, don't run, sis. This is the authentic self telling you, sharing with you some of the things that need to come to light. Okay. So you're going to have courage. Now, you might say, why do we need courage? Well, one, because those things can be scary. It can be very scary when you face yourself for the first time. I remember the very first time that I faced myself, and not from this place of, glamour and beauty. And it was like the ugly side of me. And I was like, I don't know if I really want to keep going down that path. And mainly it was because I was embarrassed and I was afraid of what more I would learn about myself. But can I tell you that that was the best thing that I could ever have done, was take the courage that it required in order to face my fear of what I might discover. Okay. So that's going to be important to you. Also, you might need some courage because you really just might not like I said before, what comes up. And the reality is that you can't run from it. If it comes up, then 9 times out of 10, it happened. It was a thing, or it might still be a thing in your life that needs to be dealt with. And so having that courage to say, you know what, man, I really don't like this. I don't like the way I feel vulnerable in front of myself. I don't like the way this makes me feel ashamed or embarrassed or what have you. But it again is okay. We all have to go through this part of the journey. Okay. And then also having the courage to take this inward search journey, if you will give you a really good indication as to what's happening as a reflection on your outer world. So, what do I mean by that? If you find yourself always in drama, or you find yourself always um, in this place of low vibration, meaning, you're always sad, or you're angry, or you can't sit still, or you've always got to be busy and doing certain things, then it is probably time for you to say, all of the stuff that's happening out here certainly has a direct relationship to what's happening in here. And so again, that courage to even say, wow, my outer world, that was my story. I literally got sick and tired of me. I got sick and tired of repeating the same cycles. I got sick and tired of dating the same people. I got sick and tired of seeing the same stuff come up for me. And that was when I realized, man, if everything in my life is going through this cycle, or I have these shallow relationships, or, things just aren't the way I want them to be, maybe it's time for me to look at me. Have you ever said that, sis? And have you ever done it? Because it's one thing to say, I need to look at me. It's a whole nother animal, as we are seeing and will continue to see, when you actually do the work. Okay. Now, this is also a time when you do this inward search. This is also a time for you to basically say to yourself, I want more. I want better. I want elevation in so many areas of my life. And I am willing to do whatever it takes to heal myself, connect with myself, release certain parts of myself so that I can experience that next level of elevation. Now, this part of your search is going to unlock so many other areas. The saying, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. It's very much the same. When you say yes and you say, you know what, I'm ready to do this intense, maybe uncomfortable work, I guarantee you that the things that will come up for you, the things that you will start to explore about yourself, you're going to get curious. You're going to wonder, why did I hold on to this thing for so long? Or I thought that I needed to forgive this person, but really I need to forgive myself. It's going to unlock so many doors to forgiveness and to releasing and to connection and to learning how to self-love and love those around you. But you got to do this work first. You got to do this work first. So strap yourself in, buckle your seatbelt. This is week number 1. We are doing the inward search. There is nothing for you to do right now. I will release your activity. And with your activity, I want you to show up for you. The things that I am suggesting for you to do, make sure that you have your space, make sure you have your time that's uninterrupted, and really set intentions for spending that time and releasing those things intentionally. We're only on day 1, week 1, and we've got so much work to do, but I am right here with you. I'm very excited to spend this time and share this space with you. And I want to say, welcome to Started from the Bottom. I'll see you soon. Peace. And as always, sis, thanks so much for tuning in. And if you like this video, do me a favor and hit the like and subscribe button. And if you don't want to miss out on any of my latest content as it's being released, go ahead and hit the notification bell icon as well. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you next time.